As soon as the members of the cast had taken their last bow, the musicians, crammed into the orchestra pit just below the stage, started packing up their gear. Jack Logan unplugged his guitar from the amp and lifted the strap from around his neck. Vinny bent over to tie his shoes. He always kept them untied during a performance, claiming they interfered with his breath control. "Think it's a hit?" he asked Logan over the last of the applause. "You never can tell from an opening night," Logan said. "Half of the people out there are investors, and the rest are relatives of the cast." Vinny sat up again, flushed just from having bent over. He was so overweight that the fold-up chair he sat on was completely obscured. "God, I hope it's a hit," he said, tucking his trumpet under one arm. "I need this job to last. I owe about $2,000 on my MasterCard, and Barbara's expecting pearl earrings for Christmas. If this show closes, I'm going to be back doing the bar mitzvah circuit." It was every musician's nightmare, winding up as one of those guys in a ruffled shirt and tuxedo playing Moon River for the millionth time in a rented hall on Long Island. Logan had done it too. In fact, the night before he'd landed the job as guitarist in this show, he'd been playing a wedding in Moonachie, New Jersey. But for 4 months now, the show had been in rehearsal, and every week the score had changed. Numbers had been dropped, replaced by new ones, which were dropped themselves the next week. Logan hoped, as much as Vinny, that the end result was a hit. Broadway paid a lot better than bar mitzvahs. In the musician's locker room, Logan stashed his sheet music and put on his overcoat and gloves. Vinny locked his trumpet away. The other brass players were too paranoid to leave their instruments in the theater overnight, and pulled on the light windbreaker the producers had provided to everyone involved in the show. Across the back, in the same distinctive script used on the marquee and in the ads, was stenciled, "Steamroller." "That all you're wearing?" Logan asked. "I want to advertise," Vinny replied. "Maybe I'll sell some tickets." "At $45 a pop, you've got your work cut out for you." "That what they're charging for orchestra?" Logan nodded, zipping his Fender Stratocaster, a vintage '59, into its black carrying case. "Even the mezzanine's going for $38.50. They checked out with the backstage door manager and followed several of the other players into the narrow alleyway leading to West 45th Street. In front of the theater they could see a huge crowd of milling people, all trying to hail cabs or find the limousines they came in. 2 enormous white searchlights had been set up on a flatbed truck across the street, their rotating beams crisscrossing in the night sky. Logan recognized a local reporter. She appeared on the 11 o'clock news, preparing to do a remote. She was clutching a white and yellow playbill while one of the camera crew moved her into position. "Catch this," he said to Vinny. "Channel 4 is about to decide our fate." "She's smiling," Vinny said. "That's a good sign." Her camera director asked her for a voice level. "Has Broadway finally got a hit on its hands?" she said. "Tonight, Steamroller opened under the direction of the man who first—" "Enough," he said, without looking up at her. She stopped instantly, the smile fading from her face, replaced by a look of infinite boredom. "Bad sign," Vinny muttered. "We're on in 1 minute," the director said. Logan and Vinny moved toward the curb where they could hear what she had to say without blocking the crowd still leaving the theater. As on most opening nights, there were a lot of diamonds, Rolex watches, fur coats. Logan had bought his own overcoat, a long Reglan tweed, off a second-hand rack on Canal Street, for $25. He slipped the neck of his guitar up under it, while resting the bass on his foot. He didn't want anybody banging into his most prized possession. "Excuse me," the director was calling, "but could you people— yes, you there, please clear away. You're blocking our shot." He was talking to an elderly couple, Very Carter and Palm Beach, who had inadvertently strayed into a shot.